Namaste everyone. Welcome to first lecture of metals and non-metals. This is Rajesh. In this first lecture, we will see syllabus. We will see what is physical properties of metals and non-metals, and we will discuss some exceptions to these properties. Now let us first discuss what is the syllabus for chapter. Here we are going to see properties of metals and non-metals. We will see what is reactivity series. We will see formation and properties of ionic compound, some basic metallurgical process, and corrosion and its prevention. Now for the year 2021, these two topics, that is basic metallurgical process and corrosion and its prevention, is excluded from the syllabus due to pandemic. Now, metals and non-metals. So, elements we can classify as metals and non-metals on the basis of their properties. Examples of some metals are iron, aluminum, silver, copper, and examples of some non-metals are hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, oxygen. So, metals and non-metals, what are they? They are nothing but they are the elements. But for their better study, we have classified them as metals and non-metals. So, initially we classified them as metals and non-metals. Later on, we included metalloids. Metalloids are those elements which show property of both metal and non-metal. But here we are discussing metals and non-metals. So they are what? They are nothing but they are elements only. So elements we have classified as metals and non-metals based on their physical and chemical properties. Metals are those elements which possess luster when freshly cut, are malleable, ductile, and good conductor of heat and electricity. They are known as metals. They may be also defined as those elements which lose electron and form positive ion. Thus, metals are electropositive element. So, how you come to know whether an element is metal? So, in two ways we can define. That first is that if you take a metal, then it has luster. Now what is luster and all those things, that we will discuss when we discuss physical properties. So the element which possesses luster when it is freshly cut or when it is polished, malleable, ductile, and good conductor of heat and electricity, in that case we say the element as metal. Now we can also define metal in terms of their capacity to donate or accept the electron. So the element which lose their electron and form positive ions, they are all metals. So we say that metals are electropositive element, that means they are losing their electron and forming a positive ion. Non-metal is opposite of that of metal. So those elements which do not possess luster and are neither good conductor of heat and electricity nor malleable and ductile but are brittle, they are known as non-metals. So here non-metals, they don't have luster, they are not good conductor of heat and electricity, they are not malleable and ductile, but they are brittle. Okay, brittle means what? They break down when we apply some force. They may also be defined as element which gain electron and form a negative ion. Thus non-metals are electronegative element. So here non-metals, they gain electron and form a negative ion. So they are electronegative elements. So this is the basic definition of metal and non-metal. Now let us see position of metals and non-metals in the periodic table. This is our periodic table. Okay, periodic table, if you have not learned this chapter, then soon you are going to learn about periodic table. Okay, so in periodic table we place element based on some properties in a systematic manner. That means in periodic table we are classifying elements. Okay, so in periodic table this right corner, if you see, is non-metals. So you can see in this periodic table that there are many more metals as compared to non-metals. These non-metals, they may be solid, liquid or gases. Examples are, for solid we have carbon, sulfur, phosphorus, etc. For liquid we have bromine, and for gases we have oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. Now bromine is the only non-metal which is in liquid state at room temperature. Rest all non-metals, they are either solid or gases. Now let us discuss their physical properties of metals and non-metals. So the first physical property which we discuss is luster. Luster means a shine, right? Or we can say chamak in Hindi. So metals have shining surface. For non-metal, they do not have shining surface except iodine. So here for non-metal, iodine is having a shining surface. Rest all non-metals, they do not have shining surface. Second property is hardness. They are generally hard. So metals, if you see, metals are generally hard. Exception is sodium, lithium. These are the metals which are not hard. Now when we say that hard, that means we cannot cut them with knife. Soft means they can be easily cut with knife. So metals, they are generally hard. Here sodium, lithium and potassium, they are soft and they can be cut with knife. Non-metals, they are generally soft except diamond. This is a form of carbon which is hardest natural substance. So diamond is a non-metal, but this non-metal is not soft, it is very hard. We can say that this is the hardest substance known. Now third property is state. So in which state they are exist. So metals, they exist as solid except mercury, which exists as liquid at room temperature. Now for non-metals, they exist as solid or gases except bromine, which exists in liquid state at room temperature. So these are three properties. Luster means shining, hardness means we cannot cut easily with a knife, state means whether they are solid, liquid or gas. So for metals, they have shine, they are hard and they are generally in solid state. There are few exceptions we will discuss separately also, and for non-metals it is just the reverse, that is they do not have shine, they are not hard and they are in solid, liquid or gaseous state. In gaseous state, in liquid state we have only one non-metal, which is bromine. Now next property is malleability. Malleability means when we hammer, okay, when we hammer it, okay, it will start flattening out and it will form a sheet. So malleable means, okay, after hammering they form a sheet. So metals, they are malleable. So metals can be beaten into thin sheets. Gold and silver are the most malleable metal. So we can hammer gold and silver and we can flatten them. Non-metals, they are non-malleable. Next property is ductility. Metals can be drawn into thin wire. Ductility means we can stretch and form wire from it. So metals, they can be drawn into wire. Non-metals, they are non-ductile. So as metals, we can draw wire from them. So you can see copper wires, we are using copper wire. You can see gold chain, okay, they are what? They are in the form of wire. Conductor of heat and electricity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Silver and copper, they are the best conductor of heat. Lead, mercury are the poor conductor of heat. Now good conductor of heat and electricity means they allow heat to pass easily from them. They allow electricity to pass easily from them. Okay. So if I take a rod of any metal and put its one end in the fire, then after some time I will experience the heat at the other end, because the heat is traveling from the metal. So it is a good conductor of heat. It is a good conductor of electricity, so we can check this by connecting the two ends of metal with some source of electricity like a battery. So when we connect two ends of the metal with battery, okay, then electrons will start flowing through the metal, and we can say that it is allowing electricity to pass, that is, it is a good conductor of electricity. Non-metals, they are poor conductor of heat and electricity, that is, they do not allow heat and electricity to pass except graphite. So we see that graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Density, generally have high density and high melting point except sodium and potassium. So here we can make one more property like melting point, melting and boiling point. So if we consider density, so metals, they are generally having high density. Now density, you know what is density? It is nothing but it is ratio of mass and volume. So that means for a given volume, metals have more mass, so they are dense. So metals are highly dense, okay, except sodium and potassium, their density is quite low. And non-metals, they have low density as well as low melting and boiling point. So metals, they have high melting and boiling point. That means we have to supply more energy to melt them, to boil them, or to vaporize them. But in case of non-metal, at lower supply of heat, they can change their state. Sonorous property. Metals produce a sound on striking a hard surface. So you can see the bell, it is made up of metal. When we strike the metal of that bell with some other metal, okay, what we hear? We hear a kind of sound, right? So they have a property to produce sound. This property is called sonorous. So metals, they produce sound on striking with hard surface, whereas non-metals, they are not sonorous. That means they do not produce sound when we strike with some hard metal. So here we have seen physical properties of metal and non-metal, and we can say that we have distinguished, okay, metals and non-metals based on their physical properties. So here we have discussed 8 or 9 property. In some textbook you will find some more properties also. Now let us see exceptions in the physical property. So what we mean by exception? If we see the dictionary meaning, it is a person or thing that is excluded from a general statement or does not follow a rule. So here we have seen some rules for metals and non-metals, or we can say that we have seen some properties of metals and non-metals. Now if any metal does not follow the property of metal which we have discussed, then we consider that metal as exception, okay, to the metals. Similarly, if any non-metal does not follow the property of non-metal, then we will consider that non-metal as exception. So here already while discussing physical property, we have seen some non-exceptions. So discuss these non-exceptions separately. They are very, very important. So you have to know these exceptions very well. First is electrical conductivity. We have studied that non-metals do not conduct electricity, but carbon, which is a non-metal, in the form of graphite is an exception. Carbon in the form of graphite is a non-metal which conducts electricity. Thus, graphite is good conductor of electricity just like metal. So this is one exception to non-metal, graphite, okay, which is a good conductor of electricity, okay, which does not follow the general property of non-metal, which is non-conducting of electricity. Second, luster. We have studied that non-metal do not have luster. They have dull appearance, but iodine is an exception. Iodine is a non-metal which is lustrous, having a shining surface like that of the metals. So when we discuss physical property, electric conductivity, there we find that graphite is a non-metal which is having electrical conductivity, or which is a good conductor of electricity. So it is exception to non-metals. And second, We have seen iodine, which is again a non-metal, so it should not have luster, but we find that iodine has luster like that of metals. Now next exception is hardness and softness. So we have studied that metals are hard, but alkali metal such as lithium, sodium, potassium, they are exceptions. Alkali metals like sodium, lithium, potassium, they are soft, just like non-metals. And we have studied that solid non-metals are soft, but carbon in the form of diamond is an exception. Carbon in the form of diamond is a non-metal which is extremely hard, just like metals. Physical state, we have studied that metals are solid, but mercury metal is an exception. Mercury metal is liquid at room temperature. So here we have seen a few metals which are exception to metal, like for hardness we have seen that generally the metals are hard, but here we have alkali metals which are soft. So lithium, sodium, potassium, they are alkali metals which are soft. Physical state, so we have seen that mercury, generally metals are solid, but mercury, this is liquid at room temperature. Now melting and boiling point, we have studied that metals have high melting point and boiling point, but sodium, potassium, gallium and cesium, they are the exceptions. Sodium, potassium, cesium and gallium metals have low melting point, just like non-metals. We have also studied that non-metals have low melting point, but diamond is an exception. Diamond is a non-metal which has a very high melting point and boiling point. Density, we have studied that metals have high density, but alkali metals such as lithium, sodium, potassium, they are exceptions, their density is low. So we have seen that there are many metals which are not fit into the property of metal, that is, they are exceptional cases, and there are many non-metals which do not fit in the definition or in the property of non-metals. So from above discussion, it is observed that we cannot classify the element as metal or non-metal clearly on the basis of their physical properties alone, because there are many exceptions. So elements can however be classified more clearly as metal and non-metal on the basis of their chemical properties. We will see their chemical properties in our next lecture. We will stop our lecture here. So here in this class we have seen what is metal and non-metal. So what is metal and non-metal? Metal are those which donate electron easily, and non-metals are those which gain electron. This is one definition. Other definition is that metals are those who have shining surface, who are malleable, who are ductile. Okay, non-metals are those elements who are dull in appearance, who are not good conductor of electricity, who are not malleable, non-ductile, who are brittle. They are all non-metals. So using physical property you can define metal and non-metal, okay, or based on their electropositivity or electronegativity we can define metal and non-metal. And physical properties, we have seen physical property like luster, we have seen physical property like malleability, like ductility. Okay, we have seen good conductivity with electricity, conductivity of heat, we have seen their density, we have seen their melting point, boiling point, okay, etc. We will see chemical properties in our next lecture. Thank you.